Hello everyone!
Hello and welcome.
We are here another week for the stream. Just for any new joiners, my name is Jairo. I am LiveOps here in Transformers. So basically anything about the events, the economy, that I am the guy.
My name is Fabian, I'm game designer on the game, so everything concerning bots, bots buff,
features, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff here comes from Fabian. And we are going to say hi to some people, just to introduce everyone here. So, Prime Time, hello there, you are one of the usuals. I'm reading from Twitch. Who more? Break and Rule 21, hello and thank you for joining us. Scourge 1024, hello there. Few77, thank you, greetings to you also. And thanks for joining us. Do you want to read some from...
Yeah, I'm gonna read some names and say hello for... Wait, I don't have it. I will do that in a minute. We can say hello to Kerry Jones, Curtis Price, hello to Holik Kidinov, Howard Choi, Damon Swink, sorry, Anton Issa, G1 Armada, Martin Heinz Hott. A lot of Russian speakers on YouTube, unfortunately I cannot pronounce this name. Hello to Juan Felipe Martinez Dassa, Curtis Price, Christopher Lewis, Kiosk Ball and Howard Ross.
That's a lot of people. And from your friends from YouTube, a lot of...
Facebook.
Facebook. You just read YouTube, I'm reading Facebook. So, Lee Terrell, hello there. Eric Patterson, Nestor Campos, welcome. Steven Sieg, hello to you too. Gaston Orofino, Gaston Orofino, hello friend, hola amigo. And a lot of the usuals, I can see Jim, Burgoyan, some other names, basically everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us to another week of the stream. We are only two persons today. Ioannis is not here, he's out for the day. But we will have a Fabian and Jairo special, as usual.
Looking for the info. Yes, I'm just going to quickly run you through what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about the event that's going to take place this weekend, starting tomorrow.
Yes.
We're going to read a little bit of the dialogues. Is it the start of a new saga?
It is.
It is the start of a new saga. We're going to talk about the new bots actually. We normally announce them in the newsletter, but like this time we're actually going to announce them on the stream, so stay tuned. We're going to reveal which are the next two bots coming in the game. We are going to talk a little bit about the new 5-star badge. They were announced in the newsletter as well this week. Some players on our channel like Discord have been talking a lot about like, oh, is this going to be changed on the new 5-star bot? So it's still very much in progress, but we already have some info we can share today, so we're going to talk about this later. And then we're going to keep on talking a little bit of like some tweaks and new things coming into the game. It's not as big as the 5-star.
Fabian's a specialty.
Yeah, so we will talk about this later. I won't tell now what it is. Yeah, that's mostly it. We're gonna, after that I have some Q&A. But Q&A, as usual, we can run it as we go. So please drop your question in the different channels. If we don't answer them right away, we will probably take notes and answer towards the end.
Or in another stream.
Yeah.
Always happy. So it's quite a meaty one. Let's jump probably to show the weekend event. I see a lot of people excited, and there are reasons to be excited. It's kind of an end of year special 5-star event. Let me turn the
Celebrating the new batch coming.
Celebrating a new batch, so everyone is excited, and that's great. And I'm gonna show the game so we can see it on first line. 1 second there. There we go.
Yeah, some people are saying awesome event this weekend. Thank you, Ariel. Actually, yeah, it's good that you're gonna run through the event because I was so busy this week that I actually didn't really know what the event was.
There we go to the game. It's loading now. It's loading now. And yes, as you know, every saga, every other saga, we have either a 4-star event where you get the crystal, or a 5-star shard event. It's usually around 600, 700 you can get, but this one will be a bit special. It's going to be capturing the needs for any kind of alliance, and I will explain why. On the reward lineup, you will notice we have a bit of everything, like the Spark, Alloy, Premium Shards, some Green Zigs to put some boosters. I like the idea that you can use, once you unlock them, you can use them on the next battle, so it makes it a bit easier for everyone. Then 10 5-star shards that you can say, oh, it's only 10, but let's consider it's a 100 prestige event, so you can get up to 1,000 5-star shards. That's like a fifth of a 5-star, and I'm guessing it will bring a lot of people ready to open a new 5-star. That they can just hold the shards for when we release the next batch, or use it for their favorite batch of 5-stars. And then at the end of the event, we have the lineup. We have the old score crystal. It's kind of the top reward for every prestige, where you can get either 10 extra 5-star shards, 50 4-star shards, or 100 3-star shards in equal chances. Of course, chances were quite. It doesn't ensure that you will get just
the biggest amount.
Yeah, the biggest amount, or always the same reward, but it will be quite a good of extra amount of shards you will get through the event. It's also a super XP, so it's a good chance that you have to just go get your bots, level them up as much as you want, play as much as you want. This kind of super XP event is designed to help new joiners. So if you go to the lower levels, you get a lot of XP, and also to veterans, where you can go up to 900 XP, extra XP from the higher levels. Yes, so it's it's very intensive, yeah.
That's good. I only have one 5-star, so I might take part.
Yeah.
I get a few.
Which one do you have?
Struxes.
I have Struxes too.
Really?
Yeah. I like how you can just wipe out all the walls in a base when they are clustered. And yeah, and as mentioned, the extra thing is that the 100 prestigious. Basically, for normal alliances, you can go as far as you want. You can go for the usual 60 prestigious, and you will get the usual rewards with an extra more, because we have these older school crystals. And if you want to go for the extra mile, and actually we encourage you to get a very active alliance and go for the 100 prestigious, because it really worth it, especially for the 5-star shards. That's the event for this weekend. This will be the first on a new saga, whose bots we haven't unveiled yet, but we can read the dialogues. There are some hints. There are some hints on the name. There are some hints on the dialogue.
Let's have a look at them.
Let's have a look at them. So, Old School, part 1 of 2.
I think the hint is in part 2.
Do you want part 2?
Yeah.
It's quite similar. Part 2 usually is Decepticon, and in this case the idea is the same. So let's play it. I will start with Bombshell saying, "I don't know it used to be any spot of bother sent for the Insecticons. But now it's like we have been discarded.
Superseded, you mean, Bombshell? Face it, we're yesterday bad boss, the sub-team that time forgot.
Oh.
That rhymes.
We even miss out on unlocks. It's like we picked too early, kickback, and now...
No one wants to know us, Crapnel. It's true, even my cerebral shells, always a handy plot device, have been sidelined.
Yeah, haven't seen them for a while. Whoa! As the barman said to a horse, why the long face? I think that's a formalism for sure.
Yeah, that sounds very British.
Yeah. You three have made misery an art form. What's up?
Thing is, Skywop, we're feeling overlooked.
Undervalued.
Obsolete.
Then I am your supersonic savior. Cause, get this, Megatron has a new master plan. And you guys are integral to it.
Seriously? But it's got Predacons, the combining ones, and the Alt Universe ones, Mayhem Attack Squados, Demigods, Cobra Conjoined Commandos.
Wow.
Though that was what you call a phase, and thankfully shortly one at that. Why would he need us?
Let's just say Megatron's had a tank full of gimmicks too. He wants a good, old-fashioned, stripped-down, world-conquering proposition, like in the good old days.
We're in, no matter how preposterous this plan is. In fact, the more bat speed bonkers, the better. Does it involve rubies?
Wait. There is a sweetener. You get to choose the backup. A new recruit from Cybertron, ideally someone with zero safety catch.
I know just the two-lane terror. That's the hint.
That's a hint.
But first, we need a name.
So they do need a name.
How about the Deluxe Insecticons?
That's an actual toy line. Nah, don't go there. Didn't see the wall on fire last time, that one.
I know, Insecticons Inc. So yeah, that's kind of like, it's kind of like Simon Furman a little bit like taking the mickey at the fact that we've been doing a lot of like repaint recently with the G.I. Joe, and like a lot of players have asked for like more G1 coming back. And now he's kind of integrated this in the story, saying like all the old bots feel undervalued, obsolete, and like with all this kind of like new lines coming up, the G.I. Joe lines and all of this. So that's quite funny.
Oh yeah, it was nice to see all the Insecticons there, like in the dialogue, because we usually we have been in Cybertron, parallel universes, we have been on the past, Beast Wars, and it's nice to see these G1 characters there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it will be the start of a saga on the classic plots like the Ruby Mines and.
Yeah.
And the story itself, we will see over the weeks, it's kind of a classic one, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, and this is a question that was just asked right now in the chat. It's like, why are you not doing more G1s? And of course we're going to keep on doing G1s, but you know, we're not going to do all the G1s in one line, so that's why we have sometimes, like, we had some Beast Wars characters from G.I. Joe, but like, yeah, it's a great introduction to say that actually, we are going back to G1s.
We are kind of old school.
Yeah. A bit old school. We're going back to some G1s that also were requested by players, I think. Should we show them now, maybe?
I think it's a good moment to show them.
So the hint was the two-lane terror. Apparently it's a big hint on the fact that
also
on the Decepticon that's gonna come.
Okay, and on the Autobot, I think there was kind of a hint too, and he said someone with zero safety car, safety.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So it's kind of exactly what the Autobot guy is about safety.
So we're gonna do a quick device switch.
A switcheroo.
A switcheroo of devices, so that we can show that development build where the new bots are, because they are still in development.
So there are some questions. These new 5 stars that we will talk about them later, they are not for this weekend. it's a bit too early, so it will be coming soon for sure, but not this weekend.
As you know, we're going to talk again about later, but as every time we release a 5-star batch, we sometimes tweak the old bots a little bit. So we're going to talk about that later, and we still need a little bit of work on it. But for basically, I've done the work. We need to try them out and see how they feel.
You won't have to wait a lot, but not this weekend. We're afraid, and I'm ready when you are.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we will show you the new bots.
So we will only reveal the new bot, not show the ability or the stats, because they haven't been played by our playtester that help us for every bot release. So they might need some more tweaking, but we can show them how they're going to look. So here is the 2-line terror.
And there goes the 2-line terror.
Oops.
It's loading, and the screen is missing. Okay. And it's not showing for some reason. Yeah, let's try the old trick or plug and unplug again and trying again. What is it? Back in a second, okay. I think it's already our signature. There's something. There's always something in the stream. I'm gonna try again if we can see the game, because we can show. We want to show the new bots that are not getting in for some reason. Okay.
So we're not getting that one. Maybe try outside again. Start it again.
Yeah, let's try this.
Sorry about this.
Yep. Our goal is to show them bots today for sure. It was int, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, you can drop some questions, not related to how to set a streaming, please. Just related to the game. This was int again, or?
No. Let me do this.
Hello, Debs.
Hi.
Just in the right moment.
And what's going on? Hi guys!
Deb's here, so we
I'm
got
here.
help.
Yes.
The second device is not showing for some reason.
Do you see this one?
Yeah.
One sec. Don't do that. Hold on. Hi!
It's not that we haven't been preparing this stream for an hour, but there is always something. Just takes the device out. I'm gonna be reading some of the questions, guys. We don't want you to get bored where we fix this stuff. Yes, Gio, always Debs is always coming to save our days when we have this kind of mess up for some reason with a lot of cables and stuff. But
I'm gonna probably skip to the next section.
okay.
So while you fix the issue. Sorry, so the next section we were about to talk about the 5-star batch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about the 5-star batch where we fix the issue showing the new bots. The suspense on the new bots is intense, I bet. So the 5-star bots, we've announced them in the VIP newsletter. There was a survey, and you get to choose which are the first 5-star bots that we're going to release. And this year, for this batch, who won was First Aid and Reflector, which are the two healers that were not in any 5-star batch so far. Then we have Goldfire and Ramjet, which are warriors, and they are quite powerful. They have this ability where they kind of like rush.
Flames.
Yeah, they are doing flames and they can rush, and then if the building is destroyed, the fire just like spread over the base, and it can do like quite a lot of damage. I'm gonna.
Actually, I can show that. First aid, Goldfire.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, first aid and reflector. Then we have Goldfire and Ramjet. We have Hotspot and Scavenger, and which are kind of an older bots. Another older bots was Rust Dust. No, so it's Rust Dust and Scavenger, and it's Hotspot and Tantrum.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the older bots from the batch, and we will, from the new one, we will also have Sandstorm and Octone, which are triple changers.
Actually, the first triple changers to make it on the 5-star, right?
Yeah. And we've tried them out, and like we have to say, they are quite powerful. So the thing with Sandstorm, it doesn't have much health, but the ability is quite deadly. So yeah, I have little notes. So because every time we put out a new 5-star batch, we always ask like, oh, are you going to do some changes to the old 5-star and all of this? So I was working on this week. And what we do usually is we do some changes over the older 5-star in the older bots in the batch. So here's like Hotspot and Tantrum. And so what we're going to do for them is we're going to increase the duration of their shield. How much it increases per level increase of the technique. So they basically get this reflective shield once they rush, and they last for a certain amount of seconds. And every time you would increase the technique, it would increase for 0.3 seconds, which was not great. It's okay when you do it at the beginning, but you know when you get to like technique level 7 or 8, and you have to spend a lot of spark, and you get 0.3 seconds, that don't really make a difference. It doesn't feel great. So what we've done is like we've increased this duration to 0.6 per level.
Oh, that's twice.
So it starts at the same duration and it goes up until 10 seconds now for the technique level 10, and it used to be 7.7, so it's almost like a 3 seconds increase on the reflective shield for Hotspot and Tantrum. And what we've done as well is for the 5-star version, the amount of reflection used to be 50-50, so you would just like get 50% of the damage, and the defense attack you get 50% of the damage back, and now it's going to be 40-60.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Don't take this, don't quote me on the value, because it still needs to be tested, but we want to increase the amount of reflection Hotspot and Tantrum have on their shield when they are 5-star. The other one that's a little bit older is Rust Dust and Scavenger, and I know it was a bit of a controversial choice for a batch, but we tried them out and they revealed to be like quite good bots in the end, because they have this stun M thing on the regular attack, and also their ability just like sprays quite large, so it doesn't do that much damage, but it kind of like it's great to finish an area. You know, you just like you drop it there, and it's like it's gonna cover like at least 8 buildings, I think.
Yeah, that's a good cleanup, so you can let the other bots attack.
Yeah,
targets, right?
so that's good. So the thing is like the bots were quite good. I think what we thought was a bit the problem is like it's a bit expensive for an ability, so we've reduced the cost increase. So it still costs 4 the first time you use it, but the second time it will cost 7 instead of 8, and the first time it will take 10 instead of 12. So yeah, so the increase is a little bit lower.
Yeah, that's some nice balance changers. So they are better in stats and they are better in skills.
Yeah. So so that's quite good changes. And for the rest, we decided not to have changes on the most recent one, because we've had the feeling that First Aid Reflector, Sandstorm and Octone and Goldfire and Ramjet were still quite relevant in the game and for HQ16, so we didn't feel that we had to really make anything really special for the 5-star, because just by increasing them, they are relevant, they have good stats, so they're good.
That actually they are not the first triple changers, they were Springer and Astrotrain.
Were they 5-star as well?
I don't know, they are saying there. So. I was lost on the list of so many, but it seems some people is very confident on that idea, so
yeah, so we also promised that when we're going to release the next 5-star batch, we would look at other bots that are not in this batch. So there was like most obvious one, the one that players talk about the most, is Windblade and Dive Bomb.
Strong ones, very strong ones.
Well, yeah, we had to make them like more powerful because people would compare them to Elita 1, which has a similar ability. You know, it's like these flyers that go there and then they just like dive. That's what Dive Bomb. Yeah, so people were telling us that, oh yeah, they get a lot of damage when they land, and it's not as good. So we have promised some changes on Windblade and Dive Bomb. So what we did first is we extended the ability range because it was a lot shorter than Elita 1. And it had this a bit of awkward, like it drops the missile and then it just lands. It was like, it was not great, so we just made it longer. And also what we've added, there's a protective shield upon landing. So it flies up, and when flyers are in the sky, they have this automatic kind of like a little bit of a protection, and then when it lands, it has this like green shield.
That makes sense.
The same one as like, same kind of shield as like Jumpstream, Headstrong, Spipes, and Scrapper.
Okay.
So, and this will apply to every star level. So every star level will receive this increase for Windblade and Dive Bomb. All the stuff that we've done around this, Wheeljack and Shockwave will have the duration of the grenade buff increased to 10 seconds for the 5-star. So all of this has changed. We want to do, all the values are not completely set in stone. So I said 10 seconds, it's most likely 10 seconds, but it might change. And there is another one about Straxus and Sludge. So for your 5-star Straxus.
And for your 5-star Straxus.
Yeah, so for my 5-star Straxus, so people will say I have made the nicest change on Straxus because I have it, but it's not the case.
Yeah,
so yeah, the ability cost was really expensive for him, it's 7. And the cost increase was 3, so you would drop it one time 7, then it goes to 10, then 13. What we thought is just like, it takes a lot of ability points, so we decided to decrease from 7 to 5. That still allows you to use it 2 times, because realistically you need to drop it into a sort of honeycomb place, you know, like where there's a lot of building, and this kind of situation only happened twice in the battle. So we wanted to keep it like, make it happen twice, but not take that much of your ability points anymore.
It's kind of like a starter move.
Yeah.
When you go to battle, just release it a few times.
So yeah, so that's the change of the other boats. There will be Windblade, Dive Bomb, a little buff on Wheeljack, 5-star ability, and the cost decrease for Straxus and Sludge. And also I mentioned it earlier, there is a Hotspot and Tantrum. They are getting an increase of their shield, and we thought it would be a shame not to do it for these bots that are warriors and also have a shield. So it's not a reflective one, it's a protective one this time, and it's Jumpstream, Headstrong, Pipes and Scraper will also receive a duration increase on their shield while they rush.
I suppose we'll share the information on upcoming newsletters.
Yes, so as per usual, we have playtester looking at this, so they haven't had their hands on that yet. They will probably by the beginning of next week, so we can probably confirm all this information and we'll have it all in the newsletter, and once it's released, we'll make it on the wiki as well, so players can see the difference between 5-star, 4-star. We generally put it there as well.
That's fantastic. Yes, reminder, new batch, First Aid, Goldfire, Hotspot, Sandstorm, not the first triple changer, just check, it's the Bass Springer and Astro Train, and it was batch 3, so I forgot. And Rust Dust, and on the Decepticon side, we have Reflector, Tantrum, Octon, Ramjet and Scavenger, a lot of fire there, a lot of healing, and powerful tanks.
So I can say a question about Hotspot, maybe I was not clear enough. So the increased duration of the shield will be for every star level. The increased reflection of the reflective shield will be only for the 5-star version.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have I rambled a lot, so I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna check if there's any questions.
Well, that was appreciated info. I mean, we do the balance changes needed and to make all 5 stars attractive enough and to make everything playable. So it's good changes.
Yeah. So so some changes are for the 5-star version, some changes are for all of them. Another question is like, can we make Straxus 5-star more tanky and able to kill walls? More without using his without using Wall Buster. So I don't think we're gonna do that. I know we've talked about a little bit of balance changes when we wanted to make the warrior more warrior in general and be more efficient against wall. that's something that might come later and apply to all warriors rather than just Traxxas.
Interesting. There is a question about Sentius. It's nice to see Sentius, Magnus, and Malus being so popular. They are quite OP, so we won't put them as a 5-star because that would unbalance the game at the moment. But maybe in the future, or things get balanced.
Yeah, it's kind of like I mean, some people say the newest bots are a bit more powerful, and maybe that's the reason why they're not straight as 5-star, because they need to have like base level, like maybe HQ17 to match their power. I bet, Sentius Magnus would be very OP as a 5-star. So not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Good questions. Passive abilities, well, Jack. I think we can jump into the new bots.
I think that's the good time. So the device is fixed. We can show you the 2-lane terror.
So let's hope for the best. Switching to device. Yeah, it's live.
Decepticons, deploy!
So 2-line terror. Who can that be? Decepticon.
It's in the down of the alphabet.
There we go.
Yeah, so for those who can recognize him or read the text in the top left corner, this is Runamark. It was requested by players as well. So as we announced it about like 2 weeks ago, we're having a little break from our G.I. Joe phase, going back to some basics and some G1 cores as most players have requested it. So this is Runamark. I really like it.
I love the look, the classic and also toyish. You can see kind of the parts that go inside the car when it transforms. It's very nice.
Yeah, I really like the head as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like a gun. It's going to be a special class, as you can see it. I cannot tell much what it's going to do because everything is still subject to change. But we can show at least the transformation. Quite agile.
That's exactly how I jump into a swimming pool. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
classic.
a nice car. Yeah, you can tell it's a fast one. That's what it's all about, speed and wrecking things.
Nice.
So that if you know a little bit about Runamark, he actually looks like this, and I also mentioned some places that he has like a friction rifle. This is also something that I've tried to integrate in the game. We'll probably showcase this in the next stream.
It accelerates particles.
Yeah, it accelerates particles. It doesn't do much until you just like either rushing it or something like that. So yeah, I'll try to make that happen in the game. I hope players are gonna like it when they see it in about 2 weeks probably.
Yes, 3. At the end of the saga, it will be a 4 weeks saga. We can see that. And in a few weeks, we will show the rest.
Yeah. So the question is, who have we paired with?
It starts with R too.
It is quite famous.
Yeah, it's been asked a lot by players.
So that is Red Alert.
That is rather.
So I don't know exactly what was the dialogue about, but it has to be around this kind of paranoia.
Yeah.
He is like chief of security, and he is quite paranoid. He hears any swish, and he just like bring all the bots.
He sees trouble everywhere.
So he tends to get all the bots around him paranoid as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's Red Alert. He's also transformed into a car.
More style than Runamark, for sure.
Yeah, it has a very cool kind of like 80s car design. Yeah.
I like this animation about I'm getting ready and then it transforms.
So yeah, that is Red Alert. The paranoid chief of security is coming to the game. The dialogue is quite fun.
And it's quite classic. You will say we are glad to be on the G1 kind of themes again. It's super fun to read and to see.
So people are asking if Red Alert will be a healer. No, it's not going to be a healer. I know we have talked about like healers again. and again, but we don't know if we're going to introduce a healer in time soon. 4 healers would be quite
Game breaking.
game breaking. I think the thing is that we were kind of like talking about healers again about a month ago, and then Sandstorm came into the 5-star patch, and Yanis turned to me and he's like, "Do you see how much Sandstorm is healing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know, I designed it." And he says, "We're not bringing any more healer right now." So yeah, I don't know. So Reddit is not going to be a healer. It will both be special class.
Nice.
Yeah, there is another question here. Can you reduce the stun effect from Optimus Maximus and Bruticus when they used on defense? This is... So we kind of like brought the combiners on defense, and we tried to make this defense that was really good on defense, but then we didn't really think how long the 20 seconds of Optimus Maximus rockets. So they stun for 20 seconds, which when you attack a base and you stun a defense for 20 seconds, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when you stun half the squad on defense, the opposite squad, it's quite like the killer, the killer ability. So we're aware of the problem. It's a bit tricky to make the ability behave differently on defense and attack, but we might look into it. That's something that's been raised by other players, and we know it's a bit game breaking. Like, let's face it.
Nice. I see a lot of players happy to see Red Alert. As usual, it's one of the names we hear around, and it goes. We do listen. It goes to our to-do list, and I was happy to deliver these well-loved bots from different generations.
It looks good. There's like the good-looking pair. Like Randomac looks really good as well. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we are reading some questions to see your feedback, to see your some questions like it will be a healer. We already answered that. It won't be a healer.
You say what kind of special class it will be is a bit of an hybrid. So I don't know if like all these classes are really obvious in the game, but it kind of like is a branch DPS. It's not going to go into melee. It's not going to be a gun either, meaning it's not going to be so far out, but it's going to shoot from relatively close, like somehow, somewhere.
Like a scout or?
Yeah, more like Sandstorm and Octone without being triple changer when they on the battlefield, but they will probably have a lot of health, and the ability is sort of based on the rush. Okay. So it's very kind of hybrid. We wanted to make a bot that's kind of like you can use in your special squad. Kind of thing is going to help there. I cannot say more than that for now.
Well, Ranamac has to just...
He has to rush.
Yeah.
He has to rush. Yeah.
And destroy something.
And he has to shoot with a friction rifle. So.
Okay, so it's not an easy one. Nice. Oh, someone with YouTube is asking for Blue Streak. Maybe we will introduce him someday. The list of bots that are popular from G1 is getting shorter and shorter, but we're always happy to hear of names we may have on the list or may not. But for sure, we would be happy to see Blue Streak also in the game.
Yeah, so I guess that's it about the new bot. Do you want oh, yeah.
And I see some of the usual.
What I said about Optimus Maximum rockets, some people absolutely disagree in the chat. So it's nice that if you have a strong opinion about this, it's nice for me to read it as well.
Blur.
Make your voice heard.
I agree with Primetime. I would like to see Blur too.
And Thrust.
And Thrust and their Willy maybe or Paddles someday. But who knows? There are other questions like new items in the Shanix store, kind of things added into the game. These kind of things will be mostly coming next year, over the next year. But for sure we want to keep things dynamic, we want to keep adding stuff, and it will be over the next year, for sure. That's a good one. Yeah, about the G-Metal GXP core. Actually, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I think we should do it.
Yeah,
it's a good idea, right? Yeah. I think it's a good idea. We'll do it.
Fabian has said.
We'll do it on that.
Fabian has spoken. This is low, and we will do G-Metal XP core.
Unless Yanis comes on one and says no.
He may do. No, come on. It will be a nice reward. It will be a extra top XP. Yeah, talking about XP, there will be a promotion this weekend to get fuel cells, XP cores, cyber coins, all in one. So it's a kind of a good chance to get all you need to make the best of the Super XP weekend.
Yeah. So there was other things we wanted to talk about, talking about power cores. There's something that people have requested as well. People have asked if we could do power cores for the stasis mine. Because it is I think it is, well, if you don't count the shield and the combiner outpost that have been introduced recently, the mines are the only defensive building that don't have a power core.
Okay.
So,
you don't count walls.
What? And walls. What about like we put a power core and walls start shooting at your bots?
Maybe electrify them or stack them.
So yeah, we've been working on power core for mines. They're a bit different than the power cores at the moment, so they won't be upgradable. So you would put them in your mine, that would change slightly the behavior, but there's no point, you could not fuse any other power core to increase the level of them. So currently I'm working on two mines. One would be a glass gas mine. So glass gas is this effect that when somebody is affected, he receives more damage.
Yeah.
So the glass gas mine would be like, if a bot triggers the mine with this glass gas power core, instead of like having a stun, the bots around in the area will receive that debuff,
okay,
and they will receive more damage for a period of time. So the bots will still be able to walk and to attack the building that they were targeting, but for like the duration of the mine effect, they will take more damage.
Okay. There will be damage from the mine, or just the gas?
No. So the mine doesn't do damage, and the mine doesn't have HP as well. So this is also the reason why we can't really make an upgradable core, because there's not that many stats you can increase with the mine. Yeah, so that would be something like that. That would probably a mine where you know that you would put inside a group of building when you know the bots are going to attack and not really walk too much around. That would be a good place for you to place this power core and this mine, so multiple bots will be affected and take more damage for duration.
Yeah, that's a nice idea, actually.
So if you have a high damage area, that's the place to put it. And then another one, it's called the flare mine at the moment, but it's temporary. So this one will affect only one bot.
Mm-hmm.
It will not freeze it, but it will slow it down.
Okay.
And it will attract the attention on the bot. That means all the defenses around will lose their targeting and target the bot that is in the middle for a few seconds.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous. So it's kind of like, it's a good mine to put, you know, where you have like some sort of an obvious path for a single bot to go in. You would put that mine in, and potentially like all the other defenses would just like target this bot that's trying to solo a base or something like that.
Or if they are trying to backdoor your base or something, you know, step it, all the defenses.
Yeah. And this one is also, it's kind of like a flare mine, it attracts attention, so it would work on absolutely every bot, and it would also work on bot in stealth mode. So people have been, like the players have been telling us like, oh yeah, stealth mode is like something you've introduced lately, and there's nothing to counter it. And so we thought that would be a way to just like, you know, if one of the bots is in stealth mode, it would just like be revealed for like potentially the duration of the mine, so 4 seconds. So if you have long stealth mode, the bot would go back to his stealth mode after the end of the mine. So it would take some damage on the way, it could be still stealthy, go on, but still there would be a way to counter the stealth mode, which has been very powerful lately.
Will this effect sum up with different mines?
What?
Will this affect a stack if the same bot triggers different mines?
No, so the mines behavior, so as you know, the mines are invisible. Once you trigger them, you see them and they're not triggered anymore, so they trigger only once.
But if you step in another mine?
Yeah, you would be revealed again with the
Okay.
same power core. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. You can make like a path of vision for all the defenses. That's very interesting.
So that's potentially, so I don't have a date on this because we still need to test it, but yeah, the 2 mines power core will probably come soon.
Nice. Yeah, well, soon as next year.
And also, there is another thing we need to talk about. There is the Omni Flamer.
Wait, one question first, sorry. Geoda320 is asking a question, I think it's quite legit. If there are two mines close, and will they both work? Can a bot be stunned and also revealed, or can a bot be stunned and also having the gas effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that will be obliteration for the poor guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't think a lot of players place their mine
Yeah.
close to each other. You don't have that many of them, so you wanna put them, put them in the kind of like natural path the bots are gonna attack. I see a lot of replay when I check bugs, and I don't see a lot of mine put together. But that would,
That's an option.
That's an option.
Change
That's a new
things,
option.
yeah.
Something that I will consider that while I design it. And for more defensive power, we've also reviewed a little bit the Omniflamer, which is this power core that you put on the HQ, and that's used to, when the bot gets in range, it will be triggered and just like make some damage to all the bots around. So we've changed the thing. Now it doesn't trigger when the bots are around, it triggers when it receives damage.
Okay.
So that means that, for example, if you have a bot that's kind of like around it and does some damage, it will not be to another building, but still in range, it will not be attacked unless he attacks the HQ.
Okay.
So that's a bit, that's a bit different. But so it might trigger less often, but to compensate this, we've also increased the damage, because some players have said like it doesn't compare as much to the laser beam, which is another HQ power core, and now the Omniflamer will also make some more damage. So yeah, that's all little changes that we made to power core and to defenses. We just wanted to throw them out there. So if people have comments while they're still in the process, you can raise your voice and say like, oh, I disagree with this, and that's not gonna fall on deaf ear.
Interesting. New stuff coming in.
Yeah, like I mean, little improvements.
There is a request, another question. Combiner power cores.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know the answer. Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't know. It's not on the top of the list.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's,
honest.
and
Yeah.
it requires new tech, and it's something big
Yeah.
tech-wise. So
I mean, potentially, yeah. I mean, there's no reason why not. The thing is, like, they have 3 abilities, so you know when you do a kind of like a specific G1 core for a bot, you can really easily adapt G1 core to the ability because they have only one. With Combiner, I can see it would be difficult because they have 3 different abilities. I think we could easily do like power core that increase the stats.
yeah, something passive maybe. Or
Yeah, like more health or more attack power.
Interesting. Very interesting. More QA. We have a few extra minutes for QA. There are some very long questions. We don't have time to read them because they go so fast. But
So there's a lot of question about like, will this bot be coming in the game and everything. Again, we consider every bot. We have released like bots every month for like the past 3 years. So if you have a bot that you think you really like, there's a high chance it's going to come, but we can't say when.
Another question is if there will be another Combiner event. It was a very popular event last year where players could unlock just playing an event, a Combiner, a 3-star Combiner. And the thing is that we don't have that many Combiners, so I cannot run this kind of event that often. But for sure there will be at least one next year. Probably for a different Combiner. I will see. To make things interesting and the setup interesting, but for sure it won't hard to have this kind of event.
I think it will be about the time to do some trivia.
It's about the time to do some trivia. Trivia, as usual, it's Nathan Webb, the Human Transformers Encyclopedia writer and drawer. Very nice comic book images and Transformers and posters, and we have seen his art here and himself, and he also sends us trivia as usual. And that was a very long introduction
For trivia.
Hi, Nathan.
Yeah, so
Anything?
I'm gonna ask you questions. You're gonna pop the answer in the chat. But please give us your in-game name, your HQ level, and your alliance name in the game, so we can find you and send you some freebie. So the first question by Nathan Webb is: this week's theme is old school, and as we all know, Optimus Prime started out as a factory worker called Orion Pax in the G1 cartoon. But who was Orion Pax's girlfriend? So, in the G1 cartoon, Optimus Prime started as a factory worker called Orion Pax. But who was Orion Pax's girlfriend? I'm gonna keep an eye on the chats.
Orion Pax. I like this character. I would like to see him in the game.
Anything huge coming for end of this year or starting of next year? I would say starting next.
You have no idea. I would say that. So many. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I would say starting of next year. Like, I mean, end of the year. I know we don't want to like take your time away from your family,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So we're gonna hold our season like probably beginning of next year. There's gonna be some big things happening. Yeah.
So we have a plan, and it looks very nice. Actually, it's pretty full. Interesting characters, interesting features, interesting things that will be added to the game.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of work for us
lot
at
of
the beginning
work.
of the year next year.
But we love it. I mean, it's gonna make the game even better and more interesting. But we cannot say yet. It will be over the next year. I'm checking. Do you want me to check?
I'll do it.
Oh, perfect. Question.
So this girlfriend had a name.
Orion
And then-
Pax.
She became another bot that is very famous, especially in our latest trailer.
And it's not Megatron.
And I will only take her first name as a good answer.
Okay. So the older name. Can we say the Cybertronian name?
Is this a Cybertron name? She went on to become Elita 1. Can I say that? Or is it too much of a...
Well, can I say maybe her mermaid name? That's a super hint.
Yeah, I think we already have some replies. Should we go with it?
Yes. We have.
So we already have winners, so I'm gonna remind the question and give the answer. So Optimus Prime started as a factory worker called Orion Pax in the G1 cartoon, but who was Orion Pax's girlfriend? She was Ariel, and who would later become known as Elita 1.
It's a one.
Elita 1.
Nice.
Old love story, a little bit of love background to this.
It's kind of not really specify area, right? Love between Transformers, love and.
I think Simon Furman went a little bit into the dialogue.
Yeah.
No? Was it a Valentine
There
one?
was some controversy. Also.
Let's not go over it again.
Let's not go.
So we have the winners are Mega Cupcake from the Ranger Wreckers, we have Groove Master from TF Knights, and we have Oceanus 4 from Terra Guardians.
Congratulations to the winners.
Yeah, we will send you some freebies probably in the next couple of days. If you don't have them by Monday, please contact us.
Yeah, just send a ticket, we see them.
I always say that, but that never happens. I think they always get the freebies without them writing.
Nice.
No.
Question 2.
Question 2.
I can read that one. When the original Toyland first started, it was mostly rebranded Diaclone. But when the Toyland hit the shelves, it had a major competitor, GoBots, which was also rebranded Japanese Toys. What was GoBots originally called? So as Transformers are rebranded Diaclone, what were rebranded from the GoBots? Interesting GoBots. Sometimes we get like a request to make a crossover. I think they are a bit not exactly on the match on what we expect from the game, so no, not happening for now.
Talking
yeah.
about toys, people are asking me why the Autobots logo look so orange. I think it's because this light over there is orange. I can assure you it's red. It's a proper.
I think we looked orange. So.
Do we look orange?
I just brought a lot of boxes. I realized I made like a wall of boxes.
So nice this one.
Yes, it is.
Look at this.
I actually wonder why they are still on the box.
Yeah. Did you get them from the shelf?
No, yeah. From,
Yeah.
this is not.
This one is really
yours. Oh, that is. So, question: Go Bots. They had an original Japanese name, which was this name, and they were then later rebranded. We need just the name. And
Can we see this one?
Yeah. This we have mounted it.
Yeah, this one didn't stay in the box, obviously.
So I'm gonna start picking some winners. One from each channel, to be fair. Let's go.
So what's in the toy box? Some people are asking. So this one is Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime. From the Titan Returns. This one's really nice. It's Galvatron, Titan Returns as well. And here we have Victorian. But there's nothing in the box because it's on our shelf somewhere in the studio.
Facebook people, we need more answers. I want to pick a winner from Facebook. And I don't see any answer for that, and I just got one. Okay, we can do that.
You can pick multiple from there, no?
Yeah. I'm gonna get this as valid. And now for our last winner that correctly knows the name. So we have a lot on Twitch. I'm gonna do a Stabby. We got 3 winners. And the answer, GoBots used to be named Machine Robo in Japan as Japanese toys, and then they got rebranded to GoBots. And the winners are Pocket Titans, Scorched Earth, Combasis Peak, Machine Robo, correct. Corey Speaks, also Robo Machine, correct.
Scrooge.
And Uncle Scrooge, yes, Scrooge HQ from Black Sun Rising.
You have 4 then?
I do have 4? No, the first 2 lines is the same.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's yeah.
Because
Pocket Titans. So it's Pocket Titans, Corey Speaks, Scrooge.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for participating and be part of the stream and the knowledge of Nathan Webb. Yeah, we still have a few minutes.
So even this weekend, 5-star shards. I'm just gonna get a like summary for all the people that
5-star shards
I
up
haven't
to
watched
1,000. That's 1/5 of a 5-star ball.
Yeah. The new bots coming, they're coming in quite a while actually, but we already shown them. It's Red Alert and Run Muck as we return to more G1 bots for the next 2 saga at least. We talked about the new 5-star and buff done to Hotspot and Tantrum, but also to Scavenger and Rust Dust. I've also talked about some people were asking, are you planning to do buffs on all the bots? So that's what I was just talking about. We review them from time to time. There is some buffs coming up on all the bots that were part of 5-star. There will probably be information on that on the next newsletter if you want to know more. And I've also talked about things in development, the new power core for mines, one that would apply a glass gas buff, and another one that would target a single bot and even would target stealth mode bots. That's about it, I think.
Omniflammer, did you mention?
Yeah, and also some changes to the Omniflamer. Yeah, all of this will be probably go through the hands of our playtester to make sure it's like the players comes from the players and they agree to all these changes and think it's nice for the game and keeps it interesting and challenging.
Exactly that. Meanwhile, Weekend 5-star charts for everyone. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, so don't miss it. Enjoy it, and we will be seeing in 2 weeks.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled because we have problems with the date for the next stream. It seems we are both busy both next weeks on Thursday, so we might change the date. We'll keep you posted about that.
There will be a newsletter with information of the exact date, but we will be here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Have a good time.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.